Hey everybody, I'm making this video because I'd like to drop some science on the topic of 9/11 and celebrations on the part of some members of the Muslim community. Uh, Seems like people don't want to really believe that this could happen in the media, where to me it's the absolute truth that there were some people who celebrated on 9/11, and I know this for a fact because I actually received a phone call on the day of 9/11 where it sounded like the phone lines had been crossed. And what I heard was two people celebrating in Arabic very enthusiastically, like they had won the Super Bowl. And I called the FBI, and um, nothing happened since then. I didn't get a call back from the FBI, but I read an article recently where someone from the FBI was quoted as saying that they received many such calls on that day, and they actually had a stack that they called the Happy Muslim file. And when it happened, I was studying religion as a minor at Boston University. I was majoring in film and television. For me, I love stories. That's kind of how I approached religion at the time. I love movies and hip hop and Marvel comics, all this stuff. Um, so I wanted to know story when I was really getting involved with religion. And I read the major texts of Islam, Christianity, Judaism, Hinduism, Buddhism. And what struck me about the Quran was that the life of Muhammad was the life of a warrior. He built armies. He was cast out of Mecca, went to Medina, built an army, and then triumphantly returned in battle to Mecca. And through the course of the Quran, you read about many wonderful things, uplifting things, messages of love, but there are also messages of hate, unfortunately. Um, there are admonishments to not be friends with Jews or Christians. Um, there's an instance where God tells Muhammad that it's okay to beat your wife in certain circumstances. And in the Hadiths, Muhammad says that he had a problem with this, but it was the word of God, so what could he do? Um, he had a child bride. It's unfortunate, I have no hate, but this is the absolute truth. And I think this kind of education needs to be spread, this truth. Um, Especially when there's people in the media talking about Islam being the religion of peace. To me, that's alarming because it's not based in reality. If you actually want to speak about a religion of peace, in my experience, the story of Jesus is one of infinite peace. Jesus was like the original hippie, I would say, accepting of all people, even prostitutes like Mary Magdalene. He abhorred violence. Uh, when he was in the garden waiting to be arrested and crucified, one of his apostles chopped off the ear of a Roman soldier, but Jesus healed the ear of that Roman soldier and told Peter, don't do that. This isn't the way of God. So I'm making this video because I want people to understand the nature of what transpired on 9/11. It wasn't something that came out of nowhere. There's actually a basis in religious texts. So I encourage people to educate themselves and, above all, show love, because I think that is what's the most important part of life. And I actually think that belief in showing love to all people has a basis in the United States political tradition, which was built and intertwined with the Christian faith. That's something that's been lost and buried also. But in our society, we protect all people, we love all people, and I think that the basis of that is actually in the life of Jesus Christ. Um, so I'm making this video, and I hope it helps some people to understand the events of 9/11 a little more. Thank you, and show love.